This Saturday, BORROKA presents XFC 53 in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas. And in the co-main event spot, you've seen him on here before. He's Israel. Not going to try the nickname because I messed it up last time. Galvan, how's it going today?
It's going great.
So co-main event, we can call it the main event. We kind of know like the main event's only there because Juan Archuleta's name was there before. He's in the bloodline. It's more of a we need to sell tickets kind of main event than like an actual main event. So big fight coming up though. How you feel mentally and physically? About to go into the weight cut essentially.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared physically, mentally. I'm excited. Um, I'm excited for a belt. I'm gonna have a belt wrapped around my waist, and it's hopefully in front of the right eyes, and it's here, like you mentioned, in the fight capital, Las Vegas, and I'm gonna be the only 125 champion here. So I think that's a big deal. So yeah, the weight cut's gonna go good. I'm already where I want to be before I start the weight cut, and I'm gonna start it soon.
Yeah. And, last title fight, we had to kind of touch on that real fast too. Yeah, you cut that weight like 6 times. Like I know the story. No one else really knows the story. Certain promoters don't want to tell the story. You came in a little heavy, so you're on spot now. Saturday night, we have a real co-main event for the inaugural BORROKA Flyweight Title. I don't know where XFC comes into play, but BORROKA title. And it's headlined, like I said, by Juan Archuleta and Jose Johnson. So like, if anyone's gonna be like, just casually walking in, like I get it again, but like they're gonna see a main event before the feature fight. We can call it that way. But coming into this fight, like what is a typical day in training camp? I know you're over at Syndicate. You're already repping it already too. So like, what's your typical day in camp look like?
Just come in for class and give it my all. These camps or these classes aren't no joke, man. They push you to the limit every single day. So that's what it's about. Just come in here, putting in the hard work, and then when fight time comes, then it's easy.
And in Syndicate, of course, if I sit there and name the names, this will be a 20-minute worth of naming names. I think Contender Series is kind of full. Tough was a little bit full from the gym as well. And of course, historically, I mean, it's ran by John Wood and JoJo. Like everyone even knows like the people who are running the camp.
Yeah.
So who's been at the main training partners for this one?
My main training partners, I gotta thank Zayn Finley. He's an up and comer amateur fighter right now. He's in a fight I think he's going to defend his belt at Tough Enough, an amateur belt on 27th this month. And then I also got to thank another main sparring partner, Chase and Stefen. He's an amateur, and I always try to find the height or the look of my opponent. So those two guys are like almost not identical, but pretty close. So I'm gonna find this guy's chin pretty fast and hit him in the head.
And this guy's probably a lot easier than trying to say his name. It is Safar Akhmadov, maybe, possibly. Someone in the cage can announce it. I'll just nod and smile and keep watching. He's never. You look at his topology reports, people are going to complain about it a little bit. Doesn't look the most like impressive, but when you look at who he's facing and who he's finishing, he checks the boxes off of like what would get somebody to the UFC. He just when he gets to that point, he falls off a little bit, and then he went around, and as you can tell too, it's a little hard to find fights sometimes. So he did a karate combat. But what do you see as the biggest challenge on his side?
I think his striking. I think his striking is going to be the biggest thing that I'm going to overcome. I think he's not super well rounded, but he doesn't have terrible striking. I don't know if you know, but he's 9-1 in K1 with 6 knockouts. So, I do my research in my opponent, so I found that out, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, good luck trying to knock me out. Never been knocked out, never been finished. So he's not an easy fight, like people might think. And most of his fights have been at 135. So that's something to kind of tip your hat off to him or applaud him or give him kudos, because fighting bigger guys is no joke, and he's made 125 before, so he's a 125er fighting up a weight class. So it's like I'm not doing that, and I don't want to do that, but so he's a tough guy, so he's just gonna find out I'm tougher.
Yeah, because I mean, touching on that point, like just because you're weighing in at 135, you're fighting a 150 here, essentially, a 145, 150 guy. As we all know, like 125. Come Saturday night, you're not 125 at all. Like anyone who thinks that is like has never looked at a weight cut before.
Yeah.
In this camp, though, as many might not know, this wasn't opponent number one. It wasn't offer number 6, 7, or 8 either. But like, how was it up like switching from? I'm just gonna call him the doper because I forget his name. The guy who got caught for doping, and then going into this guy.
Yeah. Nothing like in camp. Nothing changes. Just still putting in that work. You know, still sparring hard, sparring 5 rounds, getting ready. You know, like as if it's any opponent. You know, because you never know. You know, this fight could get canceled, and I get a call to contender series. So then I'm fighting a guy that's undefeated. So, you know, it's just preparing as hard as I can, being ready as best I can, and that's what I've accomplished this fight camp. So I'm excited to showcase my skills and showcase that I'm evolving after every single fight.
And you both come in about the same height, same reach. It's nearly identical, besides different paths to this fight.
Yeah.
Have you fought anybody about the same height as you? I know, like Lotus was, of course, a beanstalk.
Yeah.
Max was a little bit taller because I think he's a little taller than me. I think the last guy was also a little taller too. Is this like the first time you actually fought someone that you're going to be pretty much really eye to eye
on? I mean, Albert Trujillo, he was like, I was taller than him. So I guess it's going to be someone, yeah, if I'm eye to eye, I think it's going to be maybe the first time as a pro, or maybe not. I don't know, man. Once I fight, I don't look back that much, because it's just like I just look forward, and I like to focus on the future and, not dwell on the past. But yeah, I think it's going to be hopefully even. Hopefully he's a little shorter. But yeah.
Anything particularly you focused on this time? I know in the Alberta fight, we saw more than your aggressive wrestling. We saw a lot of stand up, kind of like you want to prove that you can do an all around fight. Anything in particular you focused on coming into this before, either for this opponent or just the fight itself?
Focused as in like getting like my game plan.
Without giving away the game plan, anything you focused like more on this camp over past camp?
No, just everything is the same, man. Always improving my striking, always improving my grappling, always improving my wrestling and jiu-jitsu, always checking off the boxes. So when fight time comes, then I'm ready for wherever the fight goes, But like you said, I have a game plan and I don't want to give it away, but I'll give you a hint, buddy. I'm like, let's wrestle, bro. Let's wrestle. Let's go.
And I also good leads right into my next question, cardio. Yeah. You've been MMA nonstop. He's did the karate combat, which is, you can kind of say it's a mix of like handicapped Muay Thai, maybe.
Yeah.
But the rounds are different. The service is different. Everything about the fight is different. And he's never gone to decision. And like, do you think that your cardio alone is a benefit? Plus, you've gone to decision before too. So, I don't want to bring up a past reference, but how do you see if he gets into deep waters?
I just excel when I go to the deep waters. I can, I've never broken. I don't break. I'm unbreakable. So when it goes to deep waters, like, you see the difference when people start drowning and when someone's able to stay afloat. I'm definitely one of those guys that stays afloat. And when this guy's in deep waters, we'll see how he reacts. But, he's taken some short notice fights and he's gone the distance. So I'm expecting, I think he's a guy that's always in the gym per se. So I don't think his cardio is going to be too bad, but it's different when the guy's putting the pressure on you and hurting you throughout that time. And I'm that kind of fighter where I'm always looking to hurt you and I'm always looking to put pressure on you.
And then, speaking of pressure, when you're in the co-main or the main event spot, there is a little extra pressure because, like, you're the last impression the crowd leaves. And more importantly, when you're in Vegas on a night that there's no UFC, there's probably certain people in the front row that need to have that lasting impression. Your last, like, 4 or 5 fights have been essentially either co-main or main events. Yeah. He's been kind of, like, playing, like, choose your own adventure finding anything you can get to. Do you think that's going to impact anything either? Like that you already are used to not only a BORROKA main event, but a Vegas main event as well?
I think it's going to play a part on his end. On my end, I'm no matter what, I have no pressure. Like I feel no pressure. I feel no nerves. You know, maybe you get a little anxious before you walk out, but then after you walk out, it's gone. You know, and I've been like that since I've wrestled. You know, in high school, like I'm wrestling for in masters to get a state, and it's in an arena, and my coach asks me, "Oh, you feeling nervous? You nervous?" I'm like, "No, I'm not nervous, bro." I'm like, I'm doing this to get ready to kick people in the face and get kicked. So I was like, I'm cool, bro. You know, but now that I'm here, it's like I've already have over, 20 fights if you're counting some of my amateur fights. So it's no pressure at all. It's just another day in the office.
And speaking of your amateur career, I think you through IMAF or Gamma? Which one did you go through?
IMAF.
IMAF. So
Yeah.
do you think that also played a part where like it doesn't matter who's against you because like in IMAF you don't usually know fully who you're fighting next in the next round. You think that
Yeah.
kind of prepped you for like your pro career to go the way it has?
I think it's definitely helped a little bit, but like I said, I don't feel pressure. Like I think I'm just different. I don't feel any pressure even when I was there and on the other side of the world competing against any it could have been anybody, number 1 seed or number 2 or number 3 seed. It doesn't matter. It's like I'm going in there to do my best to fight the best way I can every single time, um, with no pressure, no anxiety, just there, fully awake, ready for, ready in that moment. Like nothing else matters except those moments, except when I'm in there, I think about nothing else. I just think about the guy in front of me.
And and looking a little bit ahead, I know we don't like to look ahead past the next fight, but a
Yeah.
win here get you a title that you get to keep this time. No shenanigans on that end. Obviously, I think everyone knows the answer to this question already. But like, what's next after here? If you could like choose your career after this, where do you go from this fight?
I of course would like a call straight into the UFC, but if Contender, rolls around, I wouldn't be, obviously pissed off or whatever. It's like I'll take whatever, man. Like I'll go whatever route you guys want me to go through, and I'm gonna pass your tests with flying colors like I've had before. But yeah, I think having that belt and being the only 125er here in Vegas is like a big thing, and being on a 5-fight win streak against the fighters that I've been fighting. I think it's just, yeah, that call should be there. And, I have the best manager, Ruby, Sports Entertainment. So I think, having him as my manager and having obviously John Wood, speaking for me as well, and him, hopefully being coach of the year plays a factor, and also getting Syndicate being team of the year. It's just like, come on, I'm one of the stars here in Syndicate, just ready for the world to see,
And, coming into this fight too, like I was kind of tipped off, obviously, when the first opponent was we kind of knew he wasn't gonna be able to make it once he was added to the Las Vegas commission board meeting. You usually don't leave those unscathed. Then went through and we were kind of see like what other fighters were there regionally that you could even fight, and it was Bear. So like, are there any fighters or promotions like if that call doesn't come in that you want to fight next? Is there anyone?
Okay. I don't know. I've been around the block, man. I've been around. So I fought for LFA, CFFC, CES, BORROKA twice. Now it's now XFC, which has an extensive history record. So I don't know. I don't know where I go from here after this fight besides the UFC. Like I before this fight, I was getting, calls to go to Ryzen. So it was like I kind of turned that down because why would I go, to Asia, fight there if I'm here in the fight capital of the world where UFC's next door? I'd rather stay here. So, all the doors are open, all those avenues that I can go are there. So it's just, to me, it's just about being smart, and how, if I have to wait till next year for the contender series, because then I'll wait. But I definitely want to stay active. Like I've been active this year, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully the UFC calls me.
And looking back, I kind of mentioned we don't look ahead, so let's look back a little bit.
Yeah.
What would you say to your younger self as if you were just starting the venture in the MMA?
What would I tell myself? That's a hard question because like you said, I don't look back, man. It's like I don't look back. I look forward. Man, I just tell myself to keep going. It's gonna work out. I think that's the best thing I could say is just keep going and stay focused. I mean, I've been focused, so I think just me reassuring myself to stay focused would be a good thing. So just that, I think.
Then a couple little quick lightning round questions. I'm gonna hate this answer if you answer what I think it's gonna be. Favorite walkout song of all time?
That I've had?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you like Sexy Boy? Did you like that one?
I did. I actually laughed really hard because I expected it to be Many Men, and I personally hate Many Men as a walkout song.
Yeah.
More so because it seems like everyone goes to it now.
Yeah.
It used to be wherever you can't watch a show without it, and I was sitting there going, God, and I was like, God, here it fucking goes, and then you did HBK. Yeah. Which fits your personality when people get to know you. Like you are that like cocky 90s HBK. Cool. Toughest sparring partner you've had ever?
Like sparring round or like sparring? Man, I'd probably say a coach of mine that I used to have. His name's Herman Baltazar or German Baltazar. He was competed in K1, competed in Muay Thai. He had competed in MMA, and he trained me my stand up for years. So in his garage it would just be me and him. He'd be training, we'd be sparring, and he would give me the most trouble. Even though I was younger and in the amateurs, I still give him a lot of respect because he's done thousands and thousands of sparring rounds, and so he's very in tune with the fight game. So I think I'd have to tip my hat off to him. Sure.
Dream opponent, past or present?
Dream opponent, for sure. Man, what's this kid's name? My fight got canceled with him in CES. Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Mitch Raposa.
Yeah, I want that guy. He can't win a fight. Like I've been saying, bro, he can't win a fight when it comes to the big shows, like Ultimate Fighter, Contender Series. I don't know how after those two things you get into the UFC, and he's losing. So it's just funny, and he has a fight soon too. So we know what's gonna happen. He's gonna lose, and he might get cut. But I told the UFC, "Hey, save him one more fight just for me, bro. Like, let me get that back." It's like, "Hey, you avoided me. You pulled out on me freaking day before weigh-ins. Now you're getting what you deserved, but hey, I still haven't got what I deserve, and I deserve to hit you, bro."
So after you hit 125 even on the scale, first meal you want after weigh-ins?
And probably a peanut butter jelly sandwich, a Crustables, grape.
And then because you post these all the time, favorite kind of milk?
Oh, okay, flavor. Yeah. My favorite milk flavor is orange popsicle. It's the best, bro.
Is that creamsicle or like
creamsicle? Yeah, creamsicle. My bad. Okay. It tastes like the cereal that you the cereal milk that you have left over. It tastes exactly like that. Tastes good, bro.
So Saturday night co-main event, people's main event. Israel Galvan versus guy's name I'm not going to try to say again. BORROKA inaugural flyweight title on an XFC card. You can stream it on Spectation Sports, and I believe on BN Sports, Fine Sports.
Yeah.
don't know sports, tune in. Discount code, I believe, if you do Galvan on Spectation, maybe. I think you give cut back. And then if that's the case, I won't say my promo code. So tune in, check out the fights. It's a pretty stacked card. Names top to bottom, names that people actually know outside of like the regional scene as well. So best of skill, and we'll tune in and we'll talk after.
Let's go.